It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we're on the road to the Super Bowl. Today, a battle out of the AFC between the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Set to kick off.
Let the postseason begin. We're underway in this AFC Wildcard weekend contest. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Showing a little burst so far.
Just feels appropriate for them. All season, their special teams, they've been lauded for their ability to impact a game in an instant. And here in the playoffs, on a big stage, they're doing the exact same thing from the jump, with an incredible return to set up a very short field.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Play action, Mahomes. Bails out of the pocket quick. Man downfield, he's got it. It's worthy. And it'll be 1st and goal. Stop is made at the 5-yard line.
I have loved this opening script. Aggressive, taking your shots. You know, the numbers tell you get an explosive play on a drive. In the NFL today, you're typically going to score. With that shot down the field, well, they're knocking on the door in the red zone.
They have it 1st and goal, an early lead available here in the postseason. They'll try and punch it in. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
That run now has put them in such a great spot, Kate. You get a run like that inside the 1st and goal situations, there's a whole lot of confidence when you break the huddle.
Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1.
Yellow. 180.
Pacheco. You can't push it across. They make the stand. It looks like they might have stopped him a little bit behind the line, too.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
Two yards away from a touchdown to begin this game. Here's 3rd and goal.
Yellow. 180.
And he has the catch. Gets both feet in. That's a touchdown. The Chiefs take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. No doubt about it, Brock. They are trying to take him out of this game from the start. And a touchdown on the opening drive, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, this is one of those situations, Kate, where you and I up here in this booth, we can hear it and we can feel it. This crowd senses an opportunity to dig those opponents an early hole that before long might become the grave their season rests in if they don't respond.
That one splits the uprights. And the Chiefs will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Butker on now to kick this one away. And this is taken in the end zone, but not returned, so they'll bring this out to the 35. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. Opening play, and Bo will throw. And his game will begin with an incomplete pass. Tough one to retain through that hit. So 2nd down coming up. Not must-have yet, Brock, but it does feel pretty important that they come up with an answer for that touchdown, but not going to be easy.
Nope, and incompletions like that certainly won't help.
2nd down. Here's Nix again. Short pass brought in. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
Knicks now, 3rd and 1. He'll have the first down and even more. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Ball just a yard shy of midfield. 1st and 10. Knicks off the play action. It is caught left side. And he's taken down at the 30. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And it's going to be 1st down Denver.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, the pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
1st down, Denver.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Harvey on the carry. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Now run with Harvey. And he will not get the first, but ooh, this is close. Looks like they're going to have about a yard at most to gain after he picked up 3. 3rd down.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Seventh play of the drive now as they need a yard here on 3rd down. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
All right, so they're going for this. I like this being aggressive from the get-go on their opening drive. Going on 4th. Here's Nix. He completes it in traffic. And he's tackled with a 1st down yardage.
As a quarterback, you just know in that situation when you go for it on 4th down, it may mean sometimes thrown into double coverage. But if you're going to go for it, at least give your guy a shot to make a play. And against really long odds, he came up with a big-time catch.
From the red zone on 1st. This one's caught. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. Picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Motion the tight end over. On the draw, they give to Harvey. And it's another 1st down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal.
You know what I call that play, Kate? I call that a confidence injector. It just injects belief in that O-line, that running back, and most importantly, that play caller knowing he can call a run and he can get a 1st down too.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Out of the gun, it's Nix. And he's got it. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos finish off their opening drive. Cortland Sutton, the touchdown. Well, no hesitations to start this one out, Brock. These guys came out slinging it. Seems like that's going to be what their offense leans on throughout this game.
Yep, don't see really any reason to get away from it as long as the results keep coming. The second drive, I think we'll all be watching that one. Will they mix in a little bit more run? Will they have to mix in more run, or could they continue to just shred this defense through the air?
One after from Carlson is up and good. And the Broncos start off well to tie things 7-7.
Set to kick off.
So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. All right, the Chiefs in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Now it's Mahomes. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be out of bounds right along the 40.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5.
Yellow.
Operating from the gun. Here's Mahomes. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And it's going to be 1st down, Kansas City. No doubt they'll take a repeat of how this game began, Brock, and that play has them on their way towards it.
Scripting for success. They'll keep pressing the advantage, too, until some resistance has got to finally appear.
Throwing on 1st down, Mahomes. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he goes out of bounds. That's going to set up 1st and goal.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Breaking the huddle. Here's 1st and goal. Back to the air, Mahomes. And he sails that one over the end zone.
Okay, you get down to this tight red zone, and there's only so many pass plays you can run, largely because you don't have enough space to operate. Defense knows it, too. Give those guys some credit. They were all over that one.
So after the incomplete pass, here comes 2nd and goal. They give it to him up the middle. He's hit and driven backwards. This is going to force him into 3rd and goal.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Here's Mahomes, 3rd and goal. And he hauls that one in. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs break the tie here in the 1st. Xavier Worthy, the touchdown. That was just gorgeous football right there. He saw the window, just had to wait for his guy to float toward it. And that pass fit in beautifully for the touchdown.
Kate, this is one of those moments where a quarterback's got to take his pre-snap read and make sure he confirms it quickly post-snap. And when he does, and he's got space to fit that post in, like you said, it's a thing of beauty.
Butker on now to kick this one away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. Nix from the gun. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Following the incompletion, we stay at the 35. It's 2nd and 10. Shotgun snap to Nix. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But but the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
So after that prior incompletion, it's third down.
Captain. Hold on a sec.
Here he goes, third and long. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete, fourth down coming up.
Kate, I think that was the type of play we expected out of this defense to start the game. Can't undo that opening drive touchdown they gave up. That can sure help to get yourself off the field with that third down stop.
Takes it in at the 26. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down.
Chiefs take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
All right, the Chiefs in good field position here as they start out first and 10.
Let's go out, 80. Hey, 57. Hey, 43.
Knocked away, that's going to be incomplete. Defender there, that brings up second down.
Listen, this guy's reputation certainly precedes him in any game he's on the field, but it doesn't always keep QBs away from challenging him, especially early. But you know what will deter quarterbacks? Results, and those are the results he's looking for.
Following the incompletion, we stay at the 35. It's second and 10. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Completed over the middle. And the stop is made just before he's able to reach that midfield strike.
13 yards on the play.
We've reached the end of one in this opening round of the AFC playoffs. It's a 14-7 game. Back to Arrowhead in just a moment. About set for the second quarter. Chiefs football here. They've got first and 10 here, looking to add to their lead. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be second and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you get runs of that length. It may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
Quick throw completed by Mahomes. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
That's really good instinct by the eyes up in the sky. The play caller seeing space on the perimeter, a well-timed screen, and a positive gain out of it.
First and 10 from the 32.
Yellow. Ours go off.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And now they face second down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
The second down throw for Mahomes. Going deep here for the end zone. And he hauls that one in. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs take a 13-point lead. Xavier Worthy, the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game.
That's some good old-fashioned playground football. Even at the elementary school, find the fastest kid and let him run.
That one right down the middle. And the Chiefs double their lead to 14.
Harrison Butker to kick off 14.
Butker on now to kick this one away. And he's going to field this one in the end zone without a return. So that's going to bring us out to the 35-yard line. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. On the handoff, here's Harvey. And he stopped quickly here. 2 yards on the play. We've got 2nd and 8.
That's the kind of yardage it's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. Throwing here, Nix. Blitz is there, and he goes down. And that's going to add some distance onto this upcoming 3rd down.
When we think about safeties, I mean, it's just right in the name, right? The safety is the last line of protection in the passing game. We don't think of them as blitzers. But, Kate, let me tell you, for a safety blitz to get home, they got to be great disguisers. They can't show that blitz early. That safety didn't, and the quarterback took the brunt of the contact.
3rd and long for Nix. He's got it. Complete to Bryant. And he's all the way across midfield, down inside that 45-yard line. Moving quickly, trying to get set.
Broncos, 1st down. On 28-yard gain. 1st down, Broncos.
On 1st and 10, here's Nix. Caught quickly on the slant. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Working now from the gun. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. There's a give to Harvey. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. That's good for a couple of yards. And that's good for Broncos' 1st down.
That's one as a running back in this league, you got to convert every time. Teams really don't care. If you're a Hall of Famer or an undrafted rookie, you can't get 1 yard for a first, they're going to start holding auditions for someone who can.
Nix now on 1st and 10. He finds his running back, R.J. Harvey. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26.
Pete, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
That's a throw at this level. So much speed and length, you got to be real careful. Rarely do you find a clean window down the middle. It would be absolutely perfect, and it wasn't there.
Play number 9 of the drive. It's going to be 3rd and 5 to go. To throw, here's Nix. Drops it down, Harvey. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that 1st down.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you could depend on.
Send the tight end in motion. Working inside the red zone. And he's got it in close. And it's another 1st down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal.
Why in the heck do you need 2 or 3 plays when you can get it done in one effective call right there? Go from 1st down to 1st down, exactly the tempo offenses love.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal.
Hold on a second. Ready. Ready. Behind.
And he gets it in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos make it a one-score game in the first half. Cortland Sutton, the touchdown. Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock. But I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off, and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, Kate. It kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on them. The great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
Daniel Carlson set to kick off.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And he fields this one, but is not going to return it from the end zone. So the ball going to be placed down at the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
All right, the Chiefs in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes. Batted away at the line, incomplete. He didn't put it high enough to get it over that line. 2nd down coming up.
You know, those big guys are taught if you can't get to the quarterback, the next best thing is to get your big paw in the air and knock that ball away.
Following the incompletion, we stay at the 35. It's 2nd and 10. To the air, Mahomes. And again, it's going to hit the ground, incomplete. Looking for his running back, and 2 straight incompletions. It made this 3rd down.
Just cannot afford right here, Kate, to go 3 and out. Not when you watched your counterpart score a touchdown. Got to cling to that lead and find a way to convert this 3rd down. It's a big one. And cut off some of the mojo from the other side.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
Yellow.
They'll air it out on 3rd. Well, his first real mistake, that's intercepted. Riley Moss with the pick. And the Broncos take over after forcing the first turnover of this ball game. All right, defense did its job, forced the offense into a 3rd and long, and that, in large part, partner, led to that interception.
Such a dichotomy, Kate, in so many ways. Offensively, we hear all the time what? Stay on schedule, avoid these situations. Defensive coaches, you know what they say, earn the right to rush the passer, earn the right to make them one-dimensional, and when you do, go pay it off. And they did in the biggest of ways with that huge INT.
And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22.
That's not a big completion on a stat sheet, but that's a big contested, what I call gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends would get you.
Out of the gun, it's Nix. Low left side, caught by Bryant. And he's taken down as they very quickly get into 1st and goal.
That's good for Broncos. 1st down.
So after plenty of scoring already, we have reached the 2-minute warning. Stick around. More from Arrowhead on the other side. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. They kick the running back in motion. Nix with it on 1st. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
No luck on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Here's Nix. And he gets it in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos earn the chance to tie before halftime. It's a Troy Franklin touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. He sure did.
Daniel Carlson set to kick off.
Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. He'll bring it out from a couple yards deep. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Chiefs coming up to the line here. It's 1st and 10.
Fire down these two. Fire down these two.
Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. Finds him over the middle. And they're going to have this up at the 44-yard line as they haul him down. Give him an 18-yard pickup there. And that's a Chiefs 1st down.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate. But the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
Broncos all around him, and down he goes. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do get home with that sack.
He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Ooh, he knew he was going to pay for throwing that. I knew it from up here in the booth watching that happen. But that's an experienced quarterback. If that first primary target isn't there, make sure you find your safety valve. And that got them some yards, so taking that shot, well, it was not for nothing.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Throw here, 3rd down. Get some space around midfield. And Mahomes is going to dodge a hit with that slide after he picks up enough for the 1st down. The Chiefs signal for a timeout. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide to practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. New set of downs for them. They'll start at the 38.
Yellow.
Throwing on 1st down, Mahomes. Has him on the quick hitter. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. Timeout taken by Kansas City. It's 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Offense is set. 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes now. He has caught Jalen Royals. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. The Chiefs will use their 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. This is 2nd and 6 coming up. Operating from the gun. Here's Mahomes. Caught along the left sideline, but he did not get both feet in. That's incomplete. Brings up 3rd down.
The best of the best, they just have this intuition, Kate. They know where the boundary is without looking. This receiver's not quite at that level yet. He lost track of where he was, and he brought it in, but out of bounds.
Nice drive here. It's up to 8 plays as they get set for 3rd and 6.
Yellow.
They'll throw 3rd and long. Oh, not like this. An interception ends that
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas
With this
City.
kick, we're back underway. A spot in the divisional round on the line. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. Play action with Nix. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody.
Yeah.
And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
Short pass brought in. And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
You know, some of these tight ends today, you can put 2 guys, heck, put 3 guys on them, and they still find a way to make those catches. With how they move at their size, they really are the ultimate matchup advantage.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Shotgun snap to Nix. He's got Sutton complete. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. They get 6 and a 1st down as well.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Nix to throw again. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
After the incompletion, they come up on 2nd and 10. They'll throw again. Nix. Catch made underneath by the back. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. It's a gain of 12 on that one. And it's going to be 1st down Denver.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's good for a Broncos 1st down.
When you throw that comeback route versus zone, you have to see the underneath defenders. It's frankly easier, Kate, to throw it versus man-to-man. You know where everybody is. But in zone, you better trust your eyes underneath. And when you do, there's completions like that to be had.
And they're all over that screen, Brock. Didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
I know coordinator and quarterback going to be upset with that 1st down because you call a screen on 1st, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, well, that defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Once more, it's Nix. Completed over the middle. And he will not score, but that does set him up, Brock, with 1st and goal, less than a yard away from the end zone. Now, after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Harvey will not score. The defense holds and stops him short of that goal line. That's a nice quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
Another chance at 6. It's 2nd and goal. Nix from the gun. And he's got it. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos take the lead right away in half number 2. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
Set to kick off.
Carlson all set now for the kickoff. And he's going to elect not to bring this one out, so no run back this time. We'll pick things up from the 35.
Their own 35-yard line.
All right, the Chiefs in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10.
15. I'll go on, 80.
Hand off to the back. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. Their dominance against this ground game rolls on, Brock. Add another stop to what's going to be some real nice film for them to watch.
How many times you think in your lifetime, Kate, you've heard from a defensive coordinator, job number 1 is?
Stop the run.
And they've been doing it.
Pistol now for Mahomes. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And he's going to have this one down to the 37. That one goes for 31 yards. And it's going to be 1st down, Kansas City.
Kate, that play's so indicative of why tight ends in this league have become just an X factor. Right, they're big, they can block at the line of scrimmage, but the elite guys, well, they've got that speed, and they can take something short and make a difference with it down the field.
Oh, brother, it's another interception. Riley Moss with the pick. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
Hold on a second.
First play of the drive. Here's Harvey. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on 2nd down. After that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Hold on a second.
To throw, here's Nix. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
On 3rd down, here's Nix. Well, his first real mistake, that's intercepted. And the Chiefs are going to be set up in goal to go after a great return down inside the 10.
Their first pick of the game comes at an awfully big moment. Really just cancels out all the great work your defense did to give you that ball.
Got it off that interception, Brock. Let's see if they can pay that off with points. Here's 1st and goal. Back to work after throwing the pick. He finds Pacheco out of the backfield. And they'll get there and stop him at the line.
As any quarterback will tell you over the course of their career, it's not easy to deliver an awkward throw as you're about to get smacked.
Ball placed at the 7. It's 2nd and goal.
Yellow.
Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Has it in close. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. And for somebody who's been picked off like he has, Brock, you got to admire his determination to keep attacking these coverages.
Yeah, that is risk. Right into double coverage yet again. But this guy's got what I call a high belief factor in himself.
Yellow, yellow.
Here's Mahomes, 3rd and goal. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
You never, ever, as an offense, like 3-and-outs, Kate, but you really don't like them on 3rd down when you throw into tight coverage like that. Got to manufacture a better look.
Chiefs field goal. A 22-yard attempt.
Butker knocks it through. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
In that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. And he won't opt to bring this one out. Just content to keep it there in the end zone. They'll start their drive at the 35. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. Giving this to Harvey. And they'll stop him here, but not before he gets out to the 47-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it's going to be 1st down, Denver.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
Off the play fake, here's Nix. And there's a man there, it's intercepted. And the Chiefs get it back with a nice return to boot, down inside the 30. Continued excellence from this defense as they force another interception, Brock, and now a little chance at some redemption for their offense. Had to settle for a field goal after that last pick. Now they get a chance at a touchdown once again.
Yeah, and we know this, Kate. We know the turnover margin in these games is so often a dictator, but when you add points off those turnovers and takeaways, well, you often end on the winning ledger more times than not.
Now Kansas City looks settled in and ready. Here we go. 1st and 10. Quick throw completed by Mahomes. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 22-yard line.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's Mahomes. This is Royals working the left side. And he's going to manage 3 for them on the play. Stopped just a little bit shy of the marker.
Textbook hitch route. Just hit him in the short field and deliver it once that defense turns their attention elsewhere. Okay, this is a low-ceiling play, but a reliable source of yardage.
Third down, 1 yard to go.
Yellow.
One quarter to go, Brock, and we'll see who can earn the wild card win. It's Chiefs football, and their season will be over if they don't erase this deficit. Third and a lone yard coming up.
Yellow.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. This finds its targets. That's Royals. And he's in for the Kansas City touchdown. The Chiefs take a 4th quarter lead. So So he finds his man in space, and then the wideout takes advantage. Nice finish there to take it in for 6.
Yeah, no question about it. We know points are always a premium in this league, and this really becomes a 3 to 4 point play. Right, when you don't have to settle for field goals, you could throw it underneath and your receivers do that much damage in the open field and score a touchdown. That's big time.
Butker on now to kick this one away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Bronx, so they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. Shaking off the pit quickly. He's going to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's down after getting this up to the 41.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
Offensive line. This is 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Looking for his back, but it will not find him. It's incomplete. Brings up 3rd down.
That's just simply one of those situations, Kate, where I think you and I got to tip our cap to the defense. Really took away everybody. There was no outlet, and only an incompletion could be had.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Here's Nix to throw. That one finds his man, Ingram. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stops on his own side at the 49. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps the drive moving. Defenders in the area, they still make the connection, Brock. It almost looked like it was just another throw on the practice field.
Yeah, this is how you just develop that just trust factor, that connection. We see it with QBs and tight ends, and the best of them make it look easy.
It's his running back. And he fights his way down to the 35 before the defense can get him out. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good for a Broncos 1st down. We've set it downs from the 37. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they're going to keep moving forward, Brock, down inside the opposing 30. An even 10-yard gain on the play. And it's going to be 1st down, Denver.
Danger, King. Danger, I say. You get this guy in the open field, and he is dangerous to take it to the house.
Bringing the offense up to the line. 1st and 10. Nix now to throw. Hits him on the out route. And he's going to be driven out, but a nice pickup. Gained about 8. 2nd down.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Just a yard left to go on 2nd down. There's the fake. Here's Nix. Cut near the goal line. And he's out just before he can hit the end zone. But what a nice 1st and goal here from the 2.
I'll be honest with you, Kate. As you grow and develop as a quarterback, your arm gets stronger. These comebacks can be one of your favorite throws in your arsenal. Because if you trust yourself and you throw it before that defender breaks, you know there's yards to be had on the perimeter.
Here's a give on 1st and goal. And he's in for the touchdown. The Broncos take a 4th quarter lead. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
You know, Kate, this is the time of the game where fatigue starts to set in every once in a while. But that right there was a determined-looking drive. They were not going to be denied and able to score and take the lead.
Chiefs, 31. Daniel Carlson set to kick off.
Wilson all set now for the kickoff. Doesn't like what he sees, so we got a touchback. They're going to begin this drive at the 35-yard line. All right, the Chiefs in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Second down now, they need 7. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. Running right side by Royals. And he's going to get this to the opposing 41. They get 22 out of that play. And that's a Chiefs first down.
And on Kansas City Chiefs, first down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Hey, 15, 15, 15.
Blitz coming, Mahomes. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
Second down now, 7 to go.
Yellow.
Throwing again, Mahomes. Short pass brought in. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. They pick up 14 yards on that one. And it's going to be first down, Kansas City.
I can't tell you how nice it is to have a big, trustworthy tight end in the passing game. Such great size to have, and it forces those defenses to find a way to try to match up when they can't.
And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10.
Yellow.
Again, Mahomes to throw. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. Prime connected with Xavier Worthy there. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
Hey, I get it. If any of their pass catchers have what it takes to beat double coverage, it's him. The kids would say, he's him. That defense knew it. It's why they doubled him and knocked it away.
From the 24 once again, it's 2nd and 10.
Fire on these two.
Another throw for Mahomes. Finds the in route, complete. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
Back to the air, Mahomes. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And it's step 1 towards a goal line stand. Still going to need a couple more, though. 2nd and goal coming up.
Well, even the toughest in the league to catch could still be caught at times. It just takes a defense that's determined and relentless. And the real big key, when you get that split second, and you got to take advantage of that opportunity, defense just did.
Gotta forget about first down in a hurry. They need a chunky yards here on 2nd and goal. Here's Mahomes. Brought in close to the 8. And they get this down to the 7-yard line.
You know, Kay, that is the epitome of trust right there. Right? When the ball is let out of his hands, I think everybody on the sidelines in the stadium went, because he threw it in double coverage. And you may question the decision, but it's tough to challenge it when it produces results like that.
One of the biggest snaps of this opening round of the postseason. Here comes 3rd and goal. Throwing now. And he hauls that one in. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs jump in front late. So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
Butker on now to kick this one away. And he just sends this out and over the end zone, so no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. Setting up to pass. That one's caught along the left sideline. And they're not going to have to burn a timeout. Smart play here. He gets out of bounds with the 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
He'll look to throw it. Brought in inside the 20. And they're going to be set up at the 11 after that play. Excellent pickup to move the chains. 36 yards in the end.
That is so much more the exception than the rule when you're targeting double or triple coverage. You may be fortunate to complete a fair number of those throws, but gains like that, those are rare, and that's big time.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4. And they're whistling for a stop. It looks like that's one of the Chiefs in some pretty clear discomfort and in need of some assistance. They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. Back-to-back carries here. He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on 2nd down.
Big man up front said, not in my house. Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this. It's over. Over.
We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. To throw. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And that makes it 4th down. A close game is going to stay close, Brock, so long as plays like that are being made in big situations.
Yeah, in these tight games, you got to have your defense making plays just like that in the red zone. Here we got a defender in particular coming through with a big hit to keep points off the board.
The entire season has led them here to this snap. They have to convert here on 4th down. Desperation time here. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. Trent McDuffie in to pick it off. And the Chiefs make the play that should win them this game.
Okay, that's far from the first time we've seen him throw into the wrong team, but this one was probably the most costly.
Into the victory formation they go, Brock, here on first down. It's a designed run from Mahomes. So score this, a win for the Chiefs. And they were the top-ranked team in action in this wild card round, Brock. So this was always the expectation that they'd advance through to the divisional round. And next week they're going to be right back here playing for a spot in that conference championship.